This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, Arn, we are here. It's Survivor Series time, and as we know, Survivor Series would become one of the big four events. It was the big four event for WWF, along with the Royal Rumble. You had WrestleMania and SummerSlam. This one, like the first, is at the Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio. 13,500 fans in attendance. You and Tully are in what some have described as a clusterfuck of a match. During the match, you and Tully fought the Rockers to a double DQ at around the 29-minute mark. The conclusion of the match featured Mr. Fuji turning against Axe and Smash when Fuji hit Axe with a cane. The Powers of Pain, Fuji's new team, would win the match. Of note, the British Bulldogs were in the match. This would be Dynamite's Kid's last appearance, and we wouldn't see the British Bulldogs for 2 more years. Arn, we are not going to cover the whole match on the show due to time constraints, but our friend, as I mentioned, Richard Land, has given us a condensed version of the match, and I'm going to play it for us, and I just want some of your feedback on all 10 of these teams as they come out. So let's take a look at it now.
Introducing first, with their manager, Mr. Fuji, the co-captains, World Wrestling.
So I'm not going to play the audio too loud.
Axe and Smash, give them a shot.
So here's, do you recognize, so there's Boris.
Conquistadors.
Yes.
There's Boris, a former roommate of mine in Pensacola that we talked about.
What about Nikolai Volkov? Did you ever have much experience working with Nikolai?
Sweet man, very nice man, and a monster. Nikolai was really strong.
Here are the guys that you said when you first came in.
Rougeaus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barb and Warlord.
They were presented pretty well, pretty strong here in WWF, coming out of Crockett, carrying over that Powers of Pain gimmick.
They were one of the first ones to leave and go to work for Vince. They left before us.
And then you have the Young Stallions. What about these guys? Talk about them.
Bret Hart and the Monster Neidhart. I mean, you got a lot of talent coming down.
Ooh, the Rockers.
Yeah, man.
My goodness. Now who's up next? Here they come, the Bulldog. What an era.
Look at Davey Boy already.
My goodness.
What a body on the guy. Well, both of them, they both looked incredible.
They were in incredible shape. But the tag teams, I mean, it's just loaded with Hall of Famers. And here you are, buddy. You're right in the middle of the ring starting us off. Let's listen to some of the commentary here.
Reversal by Jannetty, look out! On receiving end of that backdrop, and a nice drop kick. And he wants out of there. Tags his own partner,
Tully Blanchard,
whose record speaks for itself. Look at him, he's changing lefts and rights here. Oh, he missed one. Look out. Atomic drop. Caught him good. Went back into the wrong corner.
Blanchard's caught in the wrong corner, and he's taking a beating.
A glancing blow with that drop kick, but enough to send him down. Right, he looked right into the eyes of the anvil.
Well, I tell you,
He's taking some tremendous shots.
Spinebuster on Shawn Michaels.
what a move by Arn Anderson.
How do you like that? Delivering it to the Heartbreak Kid.
I like it.
Anderson can't believe it.
It's a lot of people being on that apron.
I'm about to talk to you about that. Once we get through this, I want to have a couple questions. That's one of them because we talked to Conrad talked to Bruce Pritchard about that very thing.
Put his head down.
Yep, he sure
A cardinal
did.
mistake by a ring veteran.
That's right. I got to agree with you there, Gorilla.
Beautiful elbow, and he's out of there immediately. And the big anvil save. Sends on for the ride. Oh,
Ooh, and Anvil made the same mistake.
put his head down as well. Dynamite was in there like a shot.
Oh, look at this.
Mayhem breaking loose here.
This could be disqualification, Gorilla.
Both referees coming in the ring here.
There's no love lost between the Brainbusters and the Rockers.
Absolutely none. They've gone bananas here. Referees trying to sort them out.
Both referees are in the ring.
Luckily, the other team members are not getting involved, Jess. look at this.
Wow.
Brainbusters knocked right out of there. But I think both of these.
That's what we call a super kick party before there was a super kick party. Mm-hmm. They both delivered them. The Rockers delivered it to you on telly, knocked you outside the ring for those that can't watch this and just hear it. So let's, as we're watching this action, this clip is about over. You mentioned it, all the people in the ring. One thing that I want to talk to you about here was that Bruce Pritchard on his podcast with Conrad talked about how this had to be shot. You could tell it was some different camera angles that we're not used to traditionally seeing. They said they had to learn from the first one how to manage 20 people all in the ring at the same time. What did you think about having this many people on the ring at the same time for a match?
Well, I'm just sitting here watching it and watching what's going on in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be a little selfish here, just watching it back. That was pretty damn good excitement we had going on there, and to get rid of us first. It was like, maybe follow that. I don't know if the rest of it followed it or not. But, we had a hell of a fight going on, and it was breaking down pretty good. So, I don't know. That whole concept of having so many guys out there, sometimes more is not better. It's just you got a lot of guys on the beginning just kind of standing around, just kind of watching. And I don't know what that does for your excitement level.
Yeah, I think Survivor Series is cool maybe when it's for the singles guys, but when you're starting to inject that many tag teams, that whole thing looked like it was like a lumberjack match, but everybody's standing on the ring.
Well, other than have 4-man teams, you
Yeah.
know, and you had twice that many guys out there.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Another question I have for you before we move on, Arn, is you guys had some amazing houses along the way. I mean, I was mentioning the numbers, and this is no different. And I'm not going to ask you to be specific, but compared to the payoffs from your matches in Crockett, how did this one for Survivor Series 1988 compare? Do you recall?
It would depend on if Hogan was on the card. Sometimes, if he was on the card, you would have a huge house. If you were next to last, let's just say, you made a hell of a payday. If you were first and they had to pay Hogan and his opponent, sometimes it wasn't.
Yeah, Hogan was definitely on the card for this. He's the main event. It's him, Savage, Hercules, Coco Beware, and Hillbilly Jim in a Survivor Series style match against Akeem, Big Boss Man, DiBiase, Haku, and the Rooster. So he's on this card. There's 4 major Survivor Series style matches. I was just curious if you were seeing a difference in like these big pay-per-view events in terms of payoff.
It really did depend on where you were positioned on the card, partially. If they had big plans for you and you just happened to not, like say we were working with the Bulldogs or somebody else, but it was on last match before intermission, that would not be a pay slot. But if you were semi-main event underneath Hogan and Boss Man, you would make a good payday.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.